Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 2664 of What You Up To Now. This is a place where I document my journey, primarily my online journey. I've been involved in businesses for decades, literally close to 5 decades, and both offline and online, lots of different industries. Worked in corporate America for over a quarter century of that, simultaneously while owning and operating different businesses in different industries. Learned a lot, played a lot. Learned some things, the good, the bad, the hard way, the easy way, the ugly way. Learned a lot of lessons. And so I hop on and I share my journey. Well, today we're talking about the importance of an emergency fund. We're working on finances all this month for both SuperSize Your Business and the Be a Better You annual challenge. This year's annual challenge is about doing one thing every day to be a better version of yourself and me be a better version of myself. Some days I think I'm successful. I always do the action item, but I might fall off in another area, and other days not so much, right? Because I will fall off and make a mistake or say something stupid or do something silly. But that's part of learning and growing, is making mistakes and then correcting them. So today we're talking about the emergency fund, why we want to have one personally, why we want to have one for our business, how to set it up. I shared 5 steps to set it up, shared a couple people's examples of the power of emergency funds, shared a couple of my own examples of early on, didn't have an emergency fund, and it almost cost me dearly, but for the help of my parents, because my parents are awesome. My dad passed away, but my mom is still awesome. My dad was awesome. So talked about the 5 steps to set up an emergency fund, why you want an emergency fund, and primarily it's for peace of mind and mindset. It's so that if something happens, and guess what? I can't guarantee much, but I can guarantee that stuff's going to happen in your life that you didn't plan ahead for, right? Anybody agree with me? Of course, because we've all had that happen. I think, especially when you have a business, every single day stuff happens, right? It just happens that you didn't anticipate and probably could not have anticipated. And if you need an example of this, just think 2020 and the pandemic. That's all I need to say about that, right? Because it impacted billions of people on this planet, not just a few people, billions of people. Whole industries wiped out in record time. Whole industries built up and created temporarily in record time, right? And I think we're going to be feeling the ramifications of that event and how it was handled for decades to come. I think that a lot of the nonsense that happened in the last several years was a direct result and intentional from that. All evil, all bad, all gotta go. And that's, of course, my opinion. But we're always moving forward. And as individuals and human beings, we have to choose what is right for us and what makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, if it doesn't feel right to you, if it doesn't make common sense, then it's not right for you. It might be right for somebody else, but it's not right for you. You get to decide what's right for you. I get to decide what's right for me. And I want to make and take steps and help you do the same to make sure that you are set up to create the life you want. So you're set up for success. So you're set up for anything that can happen or come your way. So that if an emergency happens, it doesn't devastate you, specifically financially this month is what we're talking about. But it also does a whole lot more than just financially protect us, right? I think the mindset, the peace of mind, the security is even more important than the actual money. Because when something happens, we can always find the money to deal with it. It just might not be the best for our long-term interests if we have to take out super high interest loans, or if we have to borrow from a loan shark in order to pay off somebody or something. I don't know what your situation might be. All right, that's all I've got. I've talked way too much today. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, go out, make it an awesome day. Today's action item was just to, if you don't have an emergency fund, start and set one up today. Start doing it. No more excuses. There's no excuse to not put things in place. It's like not having insurance. I would also say we're going to talk about insurance soon, but if you don't have insurance, man, you are, I personally think insurance is legalized gambling, yet I use insurance because I know that to not use it is just plain silly. Statistically, they got the numbers. They know if we should have certain types of insurance, we should have certain types of insurance. Doesn't mean you take an insurance salesman's word for it, but you do your own research like anything else, and you set up and do what's right for you. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.